Hi, this is Ms. Richardson, and I just want to go over a little bit about positioning items in graphics and how to get things off center or off to the side or to get to move around. So right here, I just have a basic canvas. I've added a horizontal and a vertical line just so that I can kind of visually see where the midpoints are in my screen. And then I've got a blue circle right here that is currently sitting at the exact dead center. Now, if I want to move things to the right, that means I'm currently at the center and I want to maybe move it in a right offset. What I'm going to be messing with are my X values. Okay, so anytime that you're working with a position, in my particular program, it's on line 7, I've got blue.set_position. Right now it's at get width divide by 2. In order to offset it, that means move it to the right, I need to add values because moving from left to right, my values steadily increase. So if I add, let's say 50 pixels, that's going to slide my blue to the right, okay? Alternatively, let's say I wanted to move it to the left, I could go minus 50, and that is now going to offset it to the left. Now, bearing in mind, it is offsetting from my center point, which is get width divide by 2. That is where my vertical line is bisecting, okay? Now, in order to move things up and down, that's where we're going to be wanting to work with our Y values. That's the second value in your position. This is where we're going to be moving. This is the one that's a little bit weird. If you want to move up, you're actually going to subtract. That's always a little strange because the values get larger from top to bottom. So we start off with 0 up here, and then we work our way as we go down, our number goes up. So if I wanted to move my circle up, I would just offset it by a negative number. If I wanted to move it down, I'm going to slide it by adding. So these are some of the more basic pieces. Now let's say I wanted to move it as both over and up. So I'm going to reset this so that my circle is at the very center again. Let's say I want my circle to be up over here. I'm going to need to be altering both my X and Y values. To offset it to the right, I'm going to add, let's say 55 pixels. That's going to slide it over to the right. And if I want to lift it up, I'm going to subtract 55 pixels, and that's going to move it up. So now that is square. If I want to go a little bit higher, I just change up the number of that pixels. Okay, now in some of your programs, you'll actually have these values for the offsets pre-given to you. I know in the Ghost program that's already given, but these are just approximate values. Now I'm going to go ahead and make another circle here. I'm going to make a circle called red. That's going to be a new circle. Set the radius to 45. Red.set_color is going to be color.red. And red.set_position. X value is just going to be in the middle. Get width divide by 2. And get height divide by 2. So let's add red to my screen. Okay, so that's just going to add another circle for me to work with. Now, if I want these to be on either side of the line, kind of like eyeballs, or if I want them to be lined up perfectly, I just need to offset them in opposite ways. So over here with my blue one, I offset to the right by adding 55. To get it to be equal, I'm going to offset it to the left by subtracting 55. So that's going to move it off to this side. Now, I still want to move it up, so I'm just going to subtract those 65 pixels, and now my circles are perfectly centered just like that. So when you're positioning things and moving things around on the screen, it is totally okay to kind of create like a grid like I have, where you have some lines, or just kind of visually create that grid. But just knowing that you have sort of this invisible center line here that is get width divide by 2, and this invisible center line that is get height divide by 2. If you need any additional help for placing these items on the screen, please just let me know. But this is more or less how you do it. You just center something in the middle, and then you add numbers to move it to the right, subtract numbers to move it up, or subtract numbers to move it to the left, and add numbers to move it down. I hope you guys found this helpful.